Good Friday morning, meteorologist Jeff Gerber wrapping up a long work week, at least it feels like it for some, I'm sure, and heading into a hot weekend with a little chance for rain as we head towards Saturday and Sunday. It looks like next week's going to be pretty dry as well. We do see maybe a couple of showers out there for today, but they're going to be very few and far between. Won't see a whole lot of rain for this afternoon, and like I said, with high pressure building in, we'll see a big dome of high pressure keeping us hot and dry for the next several days. Our rest of the day forecast calling for temperatures up there into the middle 90s today, anywhere between about 94 and 96, and we'll go with about a 20% chance of maybe an isolated shower popping up, mainly during the heat of the afternoon. By 6 o'clock this evening, we'll see temperatures still trying to get out of the 90s. We'll be right at about 90 and then back off into the lower 80s as we head towards 10 o'clock for tonight. So just partly cloudy skies through most of the afternoon. Like I said, you might run into a random shower, but consider yourself lucky if you find one of those, because there shouldn't be too many of those around for later on this afternoon. Allergy report, 0 on tree and grass, medium on weed at 14, and then mold is looking a little bit low there. As we take a look outside, we're looking at mostly sunny skies up in Jasper, looking at just a few clouds there. This camera brought to you by Provalis, part of the Roofy 911 Live Skycam network. And not like I said, just look, what, 1 or 2 clouds there in the skies over Jasper. You have a little less chance of maybe seeing some showers up in the Jasper area than you do down here in the Triangle, just because that moisture coming in off the Gulf kind of thins out a little bit as it heads up in towards the lakes area, the piney woods there. And we'll see a little bit better chance of some rain here around the Triangle. But plenty of sunshine in Jasper for this morning. We'll see maybe a few clouds developing for this afternoon. I think a little bit more than we're seeing up there right now. Let's see if we can get the camera to change down to Port Arthur, where we do see a little bit more cloudiness, a little bit more cloud cover out there as we go into the lunch hour here. Our Roofy 911 Live Skycam network there from Port Arthur, not showing any real building clouds, but a few clouds here and there. Might run into a shower or two, a sprinkle or two here and there in Port Arthur later on today, with the heat and humidity and some of that moisture coming in off the Gulf. So yeah, we're seeing a little bit more cloud cover, like I said, around the Triangle here for this morning and into the afternoon. So not looking too bad out there now. It's hot, temperatures climbing up, getting close to about 90 degrees already, and we'll see highs in the middle 90s for this afternoon. So you know the drill. Make sure you're staying hydrated out there, making sure you're taking some breaks. See the cloud cover. Looks like even a little bit more cloud cover over towards the Horseman's Western Store in Orange, where we're showing a temperature already at about 91 on our Roofy 911 Live Skycam network there. And looks like traffic's going along smoothly through Orange over into Louisiana. Traffic there heading off towards the east. Not too many cars coming west, but it looks like a lot of people going east right now. There's a truck going towards the west, but yeah, some filtered sunshine with some high-level clouds, mid-level clouds over towards the Horseman's Western Store here as that low-level moisture starts to come in off the Gulf a little bit and maybe give us a couple of showers for today, especially, like I said, around I-10 southward. Here's the view from right here at our 12 News studio. We're looking up towards the north along I-10 as traffic's going along smoothly here with just some partly cloudy skies. This camera brought to you by Stonewood Hospice. And not looking too bad out there. You'll need the sunglasses if you're heading out to lunch, even though we'll have a few clouds. Still plenty of sunshine to deal with here in southeast Texas for today. Not looking too bad out there for this morning. All right, let's take a look at temperatures right now, and we are getting up there to about 90. Kirbyville's 90, Woodville's at 91, Jasper's at 91. Then we're looking at 91 in Silsbee. Not quite to 90 degrees here around the Triangle, but we're very close. Beaumont, Orange, and Port Arthur all at about 89. Other places around the region, Lake Charles is at 90, so is DeQuincy, DeRidder's at 89. Liberty here at 90 degrees right now, 91 in Houston, 89 in Conroe, and 90 degrees in Huntsville. Satellite radar showing not much in the way of rain. There are a few spotty showers along coastal Texas into parts of southwest Louisiana. We have a pretty good little batch of some rain well out into the Gulf, but that's about it. You can see that moisture trying to work its way northward into Texas for this morning going into this afternoon. So we can't rule out something isolated as far as the shower. Once that high pressure really builds in for the weekend, we won't see that showers kind of working their way in from the Gulf. It looks like it's going to be shut down over the weekend into next week. But there are Like I said, a little bit of shower activity that could possibly make it in here for today. You notice away from the coast, we're seeing completely sunny skies out in West Texas, up towards the Dallas area. Not much in the way of cloud cover at all there. As we check the rest of the country, we'll go real quickly up towards the Midwest, where they're seeing showers and thunderstorms once again. Places like Nebraska, Iowa, Illinois, Indiana, as a ridge of high pressure here kind of sends everything up and around it. It blocks all the weather from coming through here, so it pushes everything up and around it. So that's why they've been getting flooding and lots of problems up towards the Midwest as far as day after day of some heavy rain and thunderstorms in that part of the country. Looks like the West Coast looks pretty quiet for today. We are seeing some activity through the Four Corner states. Looks like Arizona up into Utah seeing some showers and thunderstorms. Also the Northern Rockies catching some rain. Northern Plains also catching some rain. East Coast for the most part looks fairly dry. We don't see too much activity, but some of this stuff is trying to slide over into parts of, it looks like Virginia, Maryland, and over towards West Virginia. Some rain and thunderstorms out there for this morning. All right, let's look at Futurecast. Futurecast takes us up into the middle 90s for this afternoon, 96 to maybe about 97 up towards the lakes area. And then as we go into the evening, we'll see in temperatures drop back down in towards the 80s. Eventually, after we get, say, midway through the evening, and then overnight, we're expecting to see temperatures dropping back down into the 70s. So another morning we start off, I think we'll be a little bit cooler than we're showing here. We'll see a lot of upper 70s, maybe some 80s down towards Sabine Lake, but most of the area should be in the middle to upper 70s. Tomorrow, back up into the 90s, will be 97, 98, maybe towards the Triangle. And yes, we could see some 100-degree readings up towards the lakes area for Saturday, Sunday, and maybe even the early next week as well. 101, maybe not out of the questions, but probably a little bit closer to 100 as we head towards tomorrow. So it's going to be a hot weekend across southeast Texas. Won't see any rainfall, it looks like. Out in the tropics, we have two things we're watching. These are the same two that we were looking at yesterday. This one's a little bit farther out in the Atlantic. Right now it has about a 50% chance of development over the next 7 days. This one we saw yesterday, they had about an 80% chance of development over the next couple of 48 hours to 7 days, and now they've dropped it all the way down to 20%, which is great news. It's moving in towards the Caribbean. A lot of wind shear here, and it's really just kind of ripping this thing apart. So it looks like it's not going to be developing. And no computer models that we've been looking at the last couple of days show anything in the Gulf as far as tropical activity over the next 7 to 10 days. So I think we're just fine as far as the tropics are concerned, but it is getting a little bit more active. Typically the peak of hurricane season is around September 10th, 11th, somewhere in that range. So we still got a good month and a half to get through the bulk of hurricane season before we can kind of relax a little bit. There are some things developing, but hopefully with all this wind shear that we see out in the Atlantic, Caribbean, that things won't be developing too much, and those forecasts for a down season will happen this year, and we won't see anything really through the Gulf. All right, our forecast along the coast for today: south winds at 10 to 15 knots, seas around 2 feet, light chop on the inland lakes and bays. Next high tides at 4:46 for this afternoon. Our sunset tonight's at 7:58. Right now at Texas Point, southeasterly winds at 7 to 8, water temperature about 89. So forecast today, partly cloudy. We'll go with just a small chance for a few isolated showers, generally in the middle 90s. For tonight, we'll see temperatures middle to upper 70s up towards the lakes, and we'll see some upper 70s and some lower 80s here around the Triangle to start off on Saturday. Saturday and Sunday, dry. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, dry. Temperatures staying pretty much right there into the 70s for overnight lows, middle to upper 70s, and those afternoon highs from 96 to about 98 here around the